It's open, detective. Come in.
You ask this question every time you come here. And every time, I tell you the same thing. I know it's you. I always do. So, next time, don't be so surprised, will you? Because I know, it's as simple as that. But if you want more details, I can indulge. Do you want the spooky version or the more down-to-earth one? Of course, always so pragmatic. No, it's not bad by any means. I'm not judging, just noticing a pattern. And truth be told, in my line of work, pragmatism is a nice change of pace. Me being a peculiar doctor, indeed, if that's what you prefer to call me. Detective, we've had this conversation 1,000 of times, maybe even more. I told you what I am. Maybe not exactly so, but enough for you to figure things out. You don't want to use my real title, that's on you. But don't be coy about it, please. Because it will save us both a lot of time. I'm not just a doctor, though I can take care of people like you. Humans, yes. See? That's not that hard, is it? To acknowledge that your reality, detective, is not as narrow as you think it is. That there are things far beyond what you think is real. And we've known each other long enough for you to recognize it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be coming back to my clinic every time something a bit weird happens in your line of work. But look at us, digressing. The down-to-earth version. The way you knock. Quick. Too quick. Like you're afraid someone will see you in the alleyway. Like you're not supposed to be here. Like you're maybe a bit ashamed. And there's always a pause after I invite you in. You never barge in, as if you're thinking about it long and hard. Should I stay or should I go? A bit of the Clash thing going on inside your head. That's the down-to-earth version. The spooky one. Do you really want to know? Are you sure? All right. I know exactly who's coming in the alleyway to my door. Call it sixth sense. Call it magical powers. How do I call it? I call it me not being human. And also me listening to the clinic. Because the clinic knows. The building, yes. Buildings, or rather the land this it on, know a lot, detective. You should never underestimate land. Ground, earth, no matter what you call it. It is older than any of us here. It knows a lot. And if you're careful enough, if you know how to listen properly, you hear it whisper. No, not a real voice, not words, sentences, nothing of the sort, but the creaking of the floor, the ventilation exhaling deeply, the low murmur of the ground moving ever so slightly under the foundations, water dripping somewhere. This is how constructed land speaks. And if you know how to listen to it, you know what it says. Oh, look at you. Curious tonight, aren't you? Don't blush. I like it. Suits you. Of course I do. I like when you're curious about my world. Well, we've known each other for a while now, haven't we? It creates something, a bond of some sorts. At least that's how I see things. A relationship, yes. What kind? Only you can be the judge of that, detective. Whatever you feel like, it is. It's as simple as that, yes. As for your question regarding the clinic and what it told me when you came in, it's always excited when you show up. Happy, even. Like a puppy jumping around, wagging its tail, barking. Because you always bring exciting news with you. Or maybe not news, but cases, yes, cases. And it's a nice change of pace for us, me and the clinic. True, your cases are more often than not linked to death. Doesn't mean we cannot be excited about it. Oh, you know? You fear death because you do not know what lays ahead. And before you ask, no, it is not my role to tell you. You found out when it's time to find out. That's how mortal life works. But death isn't scary for all beings. That includes me. So, yes, we are always happy to see you, detective, because you bring interesting stories and puzzles with you, because I enjoy helping you, and because I like you. Does it answer the questions swirling inside your mind? Good. Now, tell me, what brings you to my lair? Ah, death, again, of course. No, of course not. I'm never disappointed when death enters the mix. I'm just... You always bring death with you. It's never a heist or someone missing or... Well, you're right. My folk tends to kill more than steal or kidnap. That's true. But maybe one day, who knows? Maybe the ghost of the Metropolitan finally deciding to burglarize the museum and fly away with a painting or two? Of course there's a ghost at the Met. And not only that, but I don't think you wish to know what lurks in the basement there. Oh yes, dangerous, dangerous things that shall not be named, and probably not thought of either. So, death. What kind? Who, when, where? Tell me. 2 bodies. That's the file. You snatched it away from the precinct. Do they know, your colleagues, that you come here seeking help from a very peculiar doctor? Of course not, and it's probably for the best. Yeah, we can agree on that. Mind if I take a look? Let's see. Young, early 20s, both of them. A boy and a girl. Students. Praise of choice. Just like your folk, the supernatural, Oh, please, don't look at me like I just used a swear word. Let's call a spade, detective. The supernatural is attracted to youth and knowledge. Not all, of course, but give a vampire a young college student and they'll be satisfied for weeks. I believe I told you already. You and I are two sides of the same coin. Similarities are bound to exist between us, more than you probably imagine. So, two cadavers found in their respective apartments. Tell me more. I know the file has all the information, but I want to hear it from you. Because I want to hear your voice. Because I like it. Come on, detective. Work for me. So, both were drained of their blood, but no puncture marks anywhere. I see. No, we can't rule out vampires just yet. They can heal bite marks with their saliva. They always do that. Well, they should be doing that, as to not leave any evidence of them feeding on someone. But what they're not allowed to do is kill. Of course. The supernatural is not populated by savages, detective. We have codes, rules we abide by. They are very strict, depending on the beings, of course, but they are strongly enforced. And usually, those who do not follow them end up either in exile or just die. Because we understand that balance is crucial. Most supernatural folk need humans to thrive, to live. You make the world go round, and we rent the place, so to speak. Without you, most of us would perish, and we'd just be surviving like animals, which we are not and don't want to be. Rules are here to create balance, to refrain those who would want to harm mortals. So whoever killed those two humans is not a vampire, or if it is one, then I'll have to make a few phone calls to notify the bats that someone is messing around. That's how it works. Yes, I told you. Two sides of the same coin. Now, tell me more. Drain of their blood. Anything else? Any organs missing? Eyes, liver, spleen, heart, brain? Look, anything human interests us. And there might be a little organ black market thing going on in the sewers of New York, but that's a completely different story, and we do not mix up stories here. One at a time, detective. One at a time. So, organs. Nothing missing, but the insides were dried up. Do you have pictures? Of course you do. Perfect. Let's see. Interesting. Well, whoever opened them at the precinct did a great job. I'm an expert, yes. This is clean work. Perfect incisions, smooth cuts. On the outside, the corpses are clean at first glance. Nothing would ever point out that something happened to them. Almost like they just fell asleep and never woke up. But inside, here, dry as a bone. All the fluids gone, blood, water. That narrows the search. This is a very particular phenomenon, detective. Not all creatures are capable of executing this, because let's face it, this is a masterpiece when it comes to inflicting death. Oh, please, don't look at me like that. It is. And I'm sure you also felt something looking at these pictures. That is precise and very well executed work. Am I wrong? See? What am I thinking of? It's a bit early to tell, but I am leaning towards a mummy. Of course they're real. You see them every day in museums. What are you talking about? I know what you meant. I'm just teasing. Yes, mummies are a real thing. Very, very old beings. They sleep most of the time, but sometimes they wake up, and when they do, they are hungry. But not hungry in the sense vampires are or you are. They don't feed off something palpable like blood or food. They need essence. And from the looks of it, your two young deads received a touch. It is something like this. Don't recoil like that. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just showing you the movement, the gesture. Come back. Closer. Don't be shy. Have I ever hurt you in the years we've known each other, detective? So, what are you afraid of? Good boy. Now, I didn't say anything. Your mind is playing tricks on you. Now, here. This is the touch. Hands on the sternum, flat, palm slightly pressing, like so. Whoever is receiving it should feel a warmth taking over, spreading through their whole body. Something soothing, enjoyable, pleasurable for some. And slowly, tiredness taking over. That's when the mummy starts to absorb the essence. No, not their soul. A soul is different. The essence is how can I explain? Your vitality, if you prefer. That's why these two are young, strong, at the prime, if you want to use this term. Perfect meals for a mummy. And they had something more, something very interesting to these creatures. Knowledge. Students, both of them. PhD. You see, the essence not only holds life, but also the mind. And the more a mind is developed and knowledgeable, the better. It adds flavor, if you will. To mummies, humans are like wine. They have layers, variety, depending on what they know. The more, the better. What were those two studying? Here. Comparative religion. She was writing a thesis on syncretic ritual practices. And he was... would you look at that? Eastern Mediterranean history. Really? You don't see the connections? Of course I do. It all fits so perfectly together. But I need to know one more thing. Did they both die recently? I see. 2 years apart. Who died last? The man. And you saw the patterns between 2 cases, 2 years apart. I'm impressed, detective. These stories you bring me, they're not easy to link together. Some are easier than others, of course. For example, if you see tentacles or mad people somewhere, you know it has something to do with cultists. But this is a bit more complex for someone who doesn't know much about the supernatural and where to look. And I'm sure the coroner didn't make it easy for you either. They probably tried to hide everything and send it to more competent people like X-Files is a TV show, detective. That's not real. Don't believe everything you see on TV. But yes, probably the FBI. So, 2 bodies found in the same state, same life circumstances, 2 years apart. That's pretty much the feeding time of a mummy. Or at the very least, an old entity like a mummy. The older you are, the less you have to eat. Very convenient, if you ask me. Yeah, I think I know where you have to look, detective. Oh, no. I'm not going to tell you who. I already told you what, or what I think did that. No. I'm just here as a consultant. You act, you find, you arrest. I just think and give you leads. That's all. Where would be the fun in getting all the answers straight away, detective? Well, yes, that would make you waste less time. But for this particular case, you have 2 or so more years before whoever is killing kills again. So, plenty of time. Right. So, you need to find out more about both students and especially their professors. I'm sure they have at least one in common. If they do, you need to get as much information as possible on this particular person. No, not the criminal, but enabler, a servant of the creature you're looking for. Because you are looking for the supernatural, yet again. Interesting how things work, don't they? Well, it seems like what you fear the most, what's not real in your book, always finds a way to you, detective. I told you years ago that you have this aura. That look again. You believe in vampires and potentially in mummies now, but not in auras. It's not how it works. It's everything or nothing, I'm afraid. Your aura, it has something. I sensed it the first time you set foot here. It draws interesting things to you. That's why you always end up with cases such as this one. Why? That I have no idea. What I know, or rather what I am sure of, is that it will never stop. I'm afraid not. Oh, I'm sorry, detective. You're bound to come here again and again and again for my greatest pleasure. Yes, find someone they might have had in common related to their studies. Someone who might have put them in contact with a mummy or something of the sort. Someone who knew they'd be good candidates for the touch. When you do, And when you found out who or what did that, I will kindly ask you not to destroy it or them. Old entities are rarer and rarer, Detective. One does not just get rid of them for the sake of getting rid of them. They are valuable. And this particular one, I believe, is not a threat. It's just very lonely. Lonely, yes. You see, old beings seek company, conversation with interesting minds. When a relationship starts, when a bond is created, it draws them more and more to the other, until they do something they deem good, but you deem bad. Killing, yes, but to whoever did this, it is not killing. It is absorbing. It is taking something from the outside and bring it inside to create something bigger, whole, something far more valuable than a life. It's hard to explain and probably hard to understand, but if this being was killing, it would not wait 2 years to do so. It is lonely, it wants company, and a company that will never know the boundaries of time. Hence, the absorption. Well, technically, both students don't exist anymore on this plane. But with the touch, they're not erased. They're just somewhere else, or so the books say. All this to ask you, please, don't destroy the mummy. If you ever find who's responsible, promise me you'll come to me and ask for my help. I will know what to do with them when you come here. I'll have a nice little chat with the creature, and we'll see what can be done for them to feel less lonely. I know other clinics around the world that can be of great help. Send them to a retreat of some sort that will ease their pain and help them fall back asleep for a very long time. That's simple, yes. Was that all, Detective? Oh, please, don't thank me. It's always a pleasure to help you. Why do this? You mean, help you? I told you, it's entertaining. I get to do something outside of my line of work while still using my years-long expertise on the supernatural. Best cure for boredom. And I get to spend time with you. I win on every level. You are perceptive. There is more, yes. Thanks to you and what you bring me, I know what is happening in my world across New York. This information is crucial to the preservation of the supernatural, and I am bound to protect my own. Because I'm a doctor, I have sworn an oath to keep an eye on others. We might look powerful to you, and we are, but we're also extremely vulnerable when it comes to keeping our existences a secret. Chaos created by us in your world would only bring chaos to ours. We need to stay hidden. The more discreet we are, the better. Killing mortals left and right draws too much unwanted attention. That's why having you here is important. Because thanks to you, I know what's happening, and then I decide what to do about it. Does that answer your question, Detective? Good. Now you... You can go, yes, but there is one thing I should tell you. No, not about the case. Concerning you. You. When I touched your chest earlier. Yes, to mimic the touch. I felt something. Inside, in your lungs. You are still smoking, aren't you? Listen, I know you hate doctors, and that's probably why you haven't seen one in, what, 4 years? Spot on, really. I'm still good at this. So you're... Guilty as charged. Yes, I did touch you on purpose. To know what's happening with you. Would you have let me examine you if I'd asked? See, I didn't have a choice but to do it the sneaky way. Detective, your lungs. You won't last long if you keep going like this. Your heart is also tiring. You need to be more careful. I am a peculiar doctor. I thought we've established that already. I don't need machines or blood tests to know what's happening inside the body. Touch alone is enough. My recommendations? Stop smoking. Drink less. Your liver isn't too happy either. Maybe you don't care, but I do. Because I need you to be alive for the longest time possible. I told you why already. Yes, the cases, the boredom, your company. Detective, I think you do not really grasp what it feels like to be either immortal or having a very, very long lifespan. It's not all sunshine and rainbows like most humans think. Our perception of time changes. No more deadline, so to speak. Or, if there is, it's very far away. So far, we can't imagine how long, how far. We need to find subterfuges to kill the never-ending boredom that lurks in our existences. But also, and that's probably the most difficult one, we lose so many loved ones along the way. Mortals, more often than not. You are one for me, detective. We've known each other for more than a decade now. We said it earlier, a bond formed. You bring joy to my long life. If you leave this world too soon, my existence won't be as pleasurable. Do you understand then why your health is so important to me? Yes, I do not want you to die, not too soon. So take care of yourself. Because if you don't, I will have no other choice but to intervene. How? Well, spoil the surprise, detective. Let's just say that it won't be very pleasant, and you would wish you took care of your health yourself, and not me interfering in it. So, do we have a deal? Will you stop smoking and drinking? If you don't do it for yourself, do it for me, for old time's sake.